The Bose Ultra Open versus Shokz OpenDots. I've been using them since day one, and after months, this is an honest comparison. We're going through 7 different categories because what matters to me might not matter to you. And by the end, you'll know which one's the right one for you. Now, here's the twist though. I personally prefer Bose, but funny enough, my mom and my girlfriend, they both went with Shokz. So clearly, what works best is really gonna depend on what you value the most. So let's start things off with our first category. Now, design-wise, both of these appear to be very similar. They also have a lot of differences that not enough people are talking about. But first of all, design-wise, the speaker sits on the inside ridge of your ear, and the battery's gonna rest behind your ear. Now, both of these need to be worn slightly downward, but I do notice that the Bose tends to slip down a little bit more because of how the weight's distributed. The Shokz just stays better balanced on your ear. Now, the big question is, which one actually stays on better? So, I have fun with this. I've had these for a lot of months now, but to show you on camera, I test these in 3 different levels. Glasses have to come off for this. Rule number 1 in all these videos is you gotta keep it fair, gotta keep it honest. Make sure they're on right. I don't really have a name for this, but since I've been doing it in my videos, you guys like it. I just think it's practical. Like, I want to be clear that neither of these are bad. But if you're really diving into both of these, the Bose definitely feels heavier in the back because of the battery. And for activities like when you're jump roping, running, you do notice that and it becomes distracting. And honestly, this point just has to go to Shokz. So this category is huge for me. If you don't know, I'm training for the Berlin Marathon, which I'm actually running this next weekend coming up. So I've been out here running for hours. And when it comes to controls, I need them to be 3 things: reliable, responsive, and convenient. Now, Shokz is gonna give you touch controls, and you can actually find them here on the arc and also in the back on the battery compartment. They are as good as touch controls can get, but that's the point, that they are still touch controls. While Bose is gonna give you physical buttons, and they're back here on top of this barrel. And honestly, nothing is gonna beat the precision of physical buttons. This might not be a big deal to everyone, but Bose is gonna have to get this point. Now, next up is sound leakage. The catch with anything really open ear is that your music can become everyone's music. Now, this actually happens a lot more with the more traditional open earbuds. On these, the speaker isn't really that close to your ear canal. In fact, it can sit pretty far back. But this new design, the speaker sits right next to your ear canal and shoots the audio straight in, and in this category, they're both so good it has to be a tie. Now, when it comes to sound quality, let's break it down real simple. If you're into bass, ignore the spelling, but that would be like hip-hop, EDM, anything with a strong beat, maybe lean towards Bose. But if you care more about treble and mids, which that would be like clear voices, crisp music, lean towards Shokz. In regards to volume, honestly, they're pretty close. I really can't notice a difference, and they both give you an EQ in their apps. Now, Bose does have this immersive audio. Very oversimplified way to explain this is we usually listen to music traditionally in stereo mode, meaning in two different channels, left and right. And now immersive audio, imagine that these were speakers, they were placed in front of you. And now you have the audio coming from here, and imagine how this is filling up the room. Imagine if you're turning your head, that's the experience of immersive audio. Shokz has Dolby Audio. Now it's not Atmos, it's not spatial, it's more like a sound enhancer, which if you're someone that likes to customize your sound settings in the EQ, you might prefer Shokz over the Bose because of this. Now the deciding factor I would say is latency. Think of latency as that delay when you press a button to skip a song. If there is a significant delay, then that is low latency. Let me show you and you tell me which one has the longer latency. And that same delay would show up in simple but very important prompts like navigation, notifications, and for me especially while I've been marathon training, the workouts that I've been getting from these. And the first word during these running workouts is usually run so-and-so, rest so-and-so. And if I miss that, I mean, it's kind of like game over. So I'm simply laying it all out so you could decide which one's best for you. But for me, Shokz takes it here. This is gonna be a real life microphone test, starting with the Bose in 3, 2, and 1. Imagine that I am on a video call with you. This is how it would sound throughout the entire call. So do I sound clear or do I sound like I'm somewhat in a tunnel? Now let's switch things up to the Shokz. And now with these on, am I better or am I worse? I'm gonna talk real fast. Peter Piper picked a pair of open earbuds. Peter Piper picked a pair of open earbuds. Peter Piper picked a pair of open earbuds. We both know who should get this point. There's a pretty big battery gap here. So side by side, Shokz 10 hours, Bose 7.5 hours. Now if you flip on their fancy audio modes, it gets even more wild. Bose drops to 4.5 hours, Shokz is still pushing like 9+ hours. And while we're talking battery life, Shokz supports wireless charging and Bose does not. Here's a price comparison. Shokz here in the US is $200, Bose is $300. And despite it even being out for over a year, Bose hasn't dropped the price yet, so it's an easy win for Shokz. My overall thoughts. Looking at all these categories, I do think that most people are better off with Shokz. For almost nearly the same price of these Bose, you can grab the OpenDots and the Open Run. The way I kind of see it, you get one for everyday use and then another for serious workouts. And as for me, since I'm flying out to Berlin this weekend, if anyone's wondering which pair I'll actually run the marathon with, it's neither of them. For actual race day, I prefer the Shokz Open Run Pro 2. And remember that the best choice isn't gonna be the same for everyone. That's why I break it down like this. If this video has helped you at all, give me one of these. It just tells me that it was worth making. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.